So like so many of us, I spent the whole weekend playing the Battlefield 2042 open beta, and I just wanted to share my opinion on it because the game freaking sucks. Okay? It's not a good game, and I know that I'm not the only one having this opinion. I've even seen videos, people saying like, oh, look, the Battlefield community is now more toxic than the Call of Duty. Dude, no, it's not about that, and I don't see myself really as part of either community, Battlefield or Call of Duty. I do play more Call of Duty, but the problem is really just like, if you make a bad game, people are going to make videos and statements about that it is a bad game. You know, it's not about, oh, everyone's so toxic. No, the game is just not great. It is just a beta. I know they're going to fix it all. It's going to be great when it comes out. But the truth is, you and me both know that a lot of those glitches and errors and problems are still going to persist when the actual game comes out. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Maybe the game comes out. Even EA has said that the build that is currently in the open beta is actually an outdated build. Sounds like a bad excuse to me. I'm going to be honest with you. Sounds like damage limitation where they're like, yeah, no, yeah, it's buggy, but we just don't use the latest build for the... Why would they not use the latest build for the open beta? It makes no sense. The whole thing makes no sense. And beyond all the glitches and all that, there are so many points that are just wrong and off with this game. First and foremost, okay, and this is the thing that I say every time I play a Battlefield game. The game just feels like garbage. I can see that they put a lot of effort in how the game feels now when compared to the previous games. It got a bit better. It still feels like garbage. It's the Frostbite engine, okay? And some people are not that sensitive. They're like, no, man, it feels great. You know, I love the feeling of Battlefield. That's fair. That's cool. I'm not criticizing you. Anyone can feel whatever they want about the game. But I play it. The first 5 seconds of moving my mouse, I'm like, this is garbage, man. It feels like garbage. It's sluggish. It's slow. It feels like I'm having VSync on. Even I don't have VSync on. And I'm playing with on like a 144 Hertz monitor. It is completely unacceptable, in my opinion. A shooter cannot feel like that. And if this is the best that you can get out of Frostbite engine, how a shooter can feel, then you maybe shouldn't put your games or your first-person shooters on Frostbite engine, okay? Take an example, like for example from Titanfall. That game feels great. That is the only EA franchise, first-person shooter franchise, that is not based on Frostbite engine. That game feels great. So maybe just take the engine that Titanfall is based on and make a Battlefield game from that, okay? Because it's just unplayable. It doesn't work. It feels sluggish and like garbage. At least to me. All this is just my opinion. You can have a different opinion. Maybe you feel that, you know, I don't know, Battlefield feels much better than Call of Duty. You're entitled to that opinion. But I play this and it feels just wrong. And I think that's because of the Frostbite engine, because DICE and EA keep doubling down on the Frostbite engine, and it's not a bad engine, right? I play Need for Speed Heat or whatever. It's a great game, looks beautiful, great to control. Nothing wrong with a game that's based on Frostbite engine. But when it comes to first-person shooters, every time I play a game based on this engine, it feels bad. It feels wrong. It feels sluggish. Like there's an input delay, like the mouse is not really doing what I want. On top of that, I mean, it looks good, right? As you're running around, the grass, the foliage, it's really beautiful. The explosions, you really feel like you're in this kind of war zone, no pun intended, war zone type environment. But the environment, especially like the nature environment, is just so hard to read. You can't see shit. If you play Warzone, yeah, the way the characters are in contrast to the environment, even over a distance, you see something moving. You can read it quite easily. In Battlefield, I just feel, and especially in the new one, everything blurs into one big mush, okay? And I can't see anything. Just look at environment. If I don't see little titles over people's heads, you don't see anything. And I get it. People are like, yeah, but if you play 500 hours of Battlefield, well, then you'll be able to read. Yeah, I don't want to play 500 hours of Battlefield. I want to play a game that is designed in a way that I can read it as a player. When I die in Warzone, I know how I messed up, okay? I screwed up. I made a mistake. When I die in Battlefield, I don't even know what happened. It's like somewhere some guy shot me. I had no chance of seeing him in time or responding or reacting. Part of that is also the environmental design, okay? The way it's designed, how many structures there are, how many, you know, objects that I can take cover from and go from cover to cover. It looks beautiful, right? You can take great screenshots of it and make trailers of it, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. The way you play it, you're constantly struggling just to survive in this environment, and not because the other players are so good. It's because the environment is designed in a way that it doesn't allow you to use it properly. It's a complete mess. The performance, right, is not great. That's another thing. I'm playing on, I said it before, 3070, right, RTX. I think I'm playing 1440p, all on high detail. I'm getting 60 to 80 FPS. that's okay, all right? I can live with that. It's not too bad. I would hope for more, but it is what it is. It's fine. Friend of mine that I played with, he's playing on a 3090, and he's got like the latest Ryzen processor and 64 gigs of RAM, and the whole thing is like the best computer you can basically get for money. But you can always get a better one. But you know what I mean. It's pretty much a high-end machine. He's getting 60 to 90 frames per second on the 3090, okay, with like the latest processor. It's ridiculous, bro. You can't. So it feels like the game is not even properly optimized. And I can already say, it's a beta. It's just a beta. It's going to be much better when it comes out. Yeah, I hope so. If it comes out and it runs better than we've seen now, okay, I'll take it all back. You know, I stand corrected. All good. But we know how it is. We've seen these betas time and time again. And time again, EA and DICE, they're like, no. And in fact, they actually said this time. They're like, no. The build that you're playing in the open beta, that's a really outdated build. Behind closed doors, we have a much better build, okay? It's a lot of the bugs are already fixed. It's running, it's really well optimized on our end. Yeah, we're just not putting that out there in the open beta because I don't know why. And I just don't buy that. Okay, I don't buy that at all. I think the game, how we got it, is the best they could make it. Okay, obviously they're trying their best to make this open beta as bug-free as they can, so people get like a good impression of the game and hopefully buy it. Also, there's no DLSS. If you want to play on like 4K and you want to use DLSS to optimize your performance, make it run smooth, it's just not there. Maybe they'll add that later on. It's just a detail I noticed where I'm like, man, come on. You know, it's 2021. You got to put things like that in there. We expect it. Why is a key feature like that not in this open beta? It just feels like a missed opportunity. Okay, you want to make this game run as good as possible. And if people are playing it on PC with a 3090 in 4K and there's no DLSS, then that just kind of, you know, made your product look quite bad, EA and DICE. And then what they do is like, and I can't believe actually that they're doing this. They're creating different map sizes on different platforms. They're like, oh yeah, the PS4 version doesn't really allow for maps of that size. So we just scale it down. How about that? We just give them half the map size. Like, it's like, good lord, man. Imagine that in Warzone, for example, where they're like, yeah, you know, the PS4 version of Warzone only has half the map size. Man, come on, you gotta make your game work in the full version on all consoles. And if it doesn't work on PS4, then don't release it on PS4. I know, all the money, the sweet money that we're making. Come on, man. Just be consistent in how it's ridiculous that they're scaling a map depending on what platform it's running. I mean, honestly, has that ever happened in any other game? Where in a multiplayer game you only get half the map or whatever because you're on a slightly older console? That's really weird to me. And I mean, beyond that, the whole game feels half-baked. It just feels like there are so many glitches. You walk around, people are hovering in the air. You know, you're sitting in a tank and, you know, the barrel is just shaking left and right. You can't even aim properly. Sitting in a helicopter is ridiculous, right? Like, people are just glitching out in and out of the helicopter. Yeah, no, it's a beta. It's a beta. It's not done yet. We're gonna fix all this. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you do, cool. But it just feels half-baked at this point. It feels like an unfinished game. And this was just one map, so they really just had to nail this one map and get it right for the beta. No, it's an unfinished build. We have a much better build. Our build that we're using is much better. It's just outdated. So feels like excuses. You can't shoot in cars. There's another thing. You're sitting in a car, driving around with your friends, and it's like, yeah, in the back. You're sitting in the back. Yeah, you can shoot. But if you're sitting in the front, there's no shooting, man. You're just going to be shot out of that car straight away and you can't do anything about it. It's just like, why would you do something like this? And generally, like, talking about vehicles, I feel there are not enough vehicles. And you can spawn vehicles, right? You can bring them in on like a parachute. Doesn't always work. You bring in a parachute, you wait, nothing happens. It's another thing. And it's just like, put in more vehicles. Give people, if you want a big map like this, I mean, I get it. Battlefield is a game that's all about big maps and giant battles. I understand that. Then at least give people an option to travel around faster. You know, it just felt really, really frustrating after a while. To be honest, overall, the whole game to me just felt like, and I know people are going to hate me for that. I already got so much hate now probably for what I just said. But the game feels like an exclusive PS3 shooter back in the days, right? When you control it, you know how you had some of these PS3 shooters? Like, I don't know, maybe like Killzone or Resistance or something like this. These games never feel right. You lay your hand on a Call of Duty game, it feels right. It feels like you're in control of this character. you lay your hands on resistance or kill zone, it feels like you're playing the game through like a rubber filter or whatever. Everything is like rubberized, the input is like delayed. It feels wrong, okay? And even you have enough frames, there's something within the engine that doesn't feel right. So this just feels like a weird PS3 age exclusive shooter to me, and there's not enough work that went into the gunplay. Even they say, that's the thing we put most focus on. And another thing, what annoys me so much, you see all these videos from all these YouTubers about the game, and everyone's like, it's great, it's great. You can clearly see that everybody is just like trying to praise the game. I don't know if they get all paid for that, or if EA makes a deal and says, look, we pay you X and you make a video that's positive. I don't want to start these weird conspiracy theories, but the game is broken, it feels like garbage, and there's a lot wrong with it, and I don't understand why all these kind of semi-famous YouTubers are just like praising it into the sky, because there's no reason for it. And you ask me, well, what would you fix, right? What would you do to make this game better? To be honest, if you put it on a different engine, that would already improve it a lot. But if you ask me, like, the gameplay, right? How could you make the gameplay better? Just show a bit more balls, man. It's really simple. Just be a little bit more brave in what you do. Don't do all these things that try to copy Call of Duty and try to be like Call of Duty and make decisions where you clearly see, oh, look, Warzone did that. You know, we should do the same because it works, it's successful. I don't know, man. Give it like, let people build traps, okay? Let people dig into the ground, build a trap. So if you're coming to the flag to capture the flag, boom, you're going into the trap. Maybe have light RPG elements. You have your character, you can level your character, you can level different stats, not just change the weapons like we've seen it a million times. Have some balls. Be a little bit brave in what you're doing. Make something different. Take a risk in the decisions. Maybe you don't just get the guns, you select them before in classes like you have in Call of Duty. Maybe you have to pick them up as you go along, right? You start into the game without any guns and you have to run, grab a gun, tune it on the go, get the ammunition. I'm not saying these are perfect ideas and they would save the game, but these are ideas that are a bit brave and they are different from anything we've seen before in recent times. And I just hope that companies like EA and DICE, they have the balls to just say, no, we're not Call of Duty. We are different, and we're significantly different. And with this Battlefield, we're taking a big step into a slightly different direction and make the game fun in a way that Call of Duty is not fun. Okay, it's a different type of fun, and we're brave enough to enforce that and go out there and show people that there is another way. It's not just Warzone, Call of Duty. I'd be totally open for that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there would be open for that as well. But they're not doing it. I just feel it's too same-ish. It's a game I've played many times before. It feels like it. There's not enough braveness in the game that would differentiate it enough to make it interesting for someone like me. But anyway, these are my thoughts, guys. I mean, that's just a rant, basically, let's be honest. But that's what I feel. I feel the game needs a lot of work, and I don't see it being successful in its current state. And I think, this is just me going out on a limb here, I don't know, but I think when the game comes out, it's going to be as buggy or nearly as buggy as we've seen it in this beta, because they're not going to fix all that in a month. Okay, it's not going to happen. And I don't think we're playing like a crazy outdated build, you know, that is already all fixed basically behind closed doors. I don't buy that story. Okay, I don't buy it. And I think it's, yeah, and I'm not saying it's a disaster, but it's going to be close to that. So anyway, these are my thoughts. You can now shred me to pieces down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, against all odds, then please smash the like button. I mean, that's just my opinion, right? My opinion here. You can have your own. I'd be more than curious to hear that. Did you enjoy the beta? Do you think it was good? Was it better than you expected? Worse than you expected? All that down in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel if you're interested to see more videos like this one. And I see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye.